It is the final week of the RNL season. It's week 12, and we've got the Detroit Dawgs and the Alaska Avalanche. Both teams 5 and 6 coming into this game. Huge for playoff implications. And it starts with Mango Muffin for Detroit. And they are off on the first obstacle, which is a lot different than it was earlier this season, as the steps go up and down. And then onto an obstacle not seen before, officially on recording, the new 1.2. Mango Muffin thought they'd fail, but they get through. Now for the third obstacle. And they are through it and on to throwback. This obstacle it was a big problem in the playoffs last season, but it seems like a lot of people have started to figure this obstacle out, and Mango Muffin gets through it. Swing Edge was a tough one, particularly earlier this season. Became the official obstacle of the Clown Bowl in I think it was week 6, I'm probably wrong. And Mango Muffin is through, however, now on to the Warped Wall. Unchanged from last season, and they're through on the first attempt. Now for the Devil's Ladder, which has been here all 12 weeks. And Mango Muffin is down. Makes a mistake on the Devil's Ladder. And even though it's been here all 12 weeks, it still can be a problem if you're not careful. So next up, and first up for Alaska is Flyers, a competitor who joined the league mid-season and is hoping to have a breakout performance this week for the Avalanche in their biggest game possibly of the season so far. Already down 6 after the run from Mango Muffin. Flyers through the first 3 obstacles onto throwback. And having no trouble with that first one, gets on to the second. Now for that second drop, manages it well and gets through. So on to Swing Edge. On that second one here. Gotta make this wraparound, which can be tricky, especially for newer players. Flyers gaining momentum. Taking a lot of swings here. Flyers finally goes for it and makes the jump and gets the dismount. If they can get up the Warped Wall, they can tie this game at 6, but Flyers can't get up on the first attempt. You can only get 2 tries, but this time Flyers gets it and ties the game at 6. You can take the lead if he can get up this here, but nearly missed that first one. Recollecting a bit. This is where Mango failed, but Flyers gets through and gets to the top. And Alaska takes a 1-point lead. Now for the spiraling ascent. As Flyers flying through it and nearly fell off at the end, but gets to the top and gets through. So 8 points so far. And on to the 9th obstacle. Flyers having a fantastic performance. Can he get through this one? Yes, he can. And the dismount. If he can get up the captain's cabin, it's an extra 5 points to the 10. And Flyers gets to the top and hits the button. And is the first clear of the game. It's 15-6 Alaska after Heat 1. And a fantastic run from Flyers gets them out to a big early lead. While starting the second heat is Eels for Detroit. And he's been around since season 1, been in this league now this would be 2 seasons after this run here. Eels through emergency landing. Nearly undershot the dismount and on to full tilt. Obstacle that hasn't been around all season, and Eels makes a mistake and he is out. And that is a disastrous run for Detroit, as it only nets them 2 points and will set Zycotic up very well. Now Zycotic can win this game if he can get past the spiraling ascent. He needs to get to the 9th obstacle, and that would essentially mean that Detroit would have to clear in the next heat to tie the game. And Zycotic through the first obstacle onto emergency landing. He's also been around for most of Season 1 and now all of Season 2. On to full tilt. Just saw Eels go down here. No trouble for Zycotic. And now for the throwback. Tricky obstacle, and Zycotic makes an error and gives Detroit a bit of life here heading into Heat 3. Just a simple mistake. Now all the pressure on to Deluxe Gabe. He's got to get at least a clear, as 9 points will not do anything for him here. He has to get 10, which would technically get him 15 points and the lead. So it is clear or the game is over for Detroit. He's through the first obstacle on emergency landing. A little wild there at the end, but he gets through. Now for full tilt. And he walks right off, and that is it for Detroit. And the game is over. Alaska will get the win no matter what happens on their final run. And now the last runner-up for Alaska is K-Fly 100, trying to pad his stats here in garbage time, as he's through the first obstacle, so that'll get him 1 more point. It's just adding insult to injury for Detroit, who are going to fall behind Alaska in the playoff bracket. And K-Fly is through the first 3 obstacles and on to throwback. He's made his big return to the league about mid-season and has been a big contributor for this team, and he's already got him 4 points in this game. On to the swing edge. Nobody's gone down on this one yet. K-Fly gaining a lot of swing. And still gaining swing. He's going to go for it, and K-Fly misses, but he's alright with that. And Alaska wins 22-10. So Alaska avoids the play-in, and Detroit is set up for a matchup against the Blackhawks.